Hey guys, Basement Breakdown here. We are back with a new video. I'll be talking about UFC 317. First, I wanted to mention that I'm officially a month and a couple days out for my next powerlifting competition. This will be my second one, and this will take me to Centrals/Regionals. I forget what the next level of competition is, but yeah, guys, super excited, super locked in on the training. We're gonna hit some really good numbers this time. And yeah, I'll be eating well leading up to my competition. But let's get down to business. But before that, sorry. So Zhang is fighting Johnny Walker on a fight night, as well as Brian Ortega is fighting Aljamain. That just got announced a couple hours ago, so that's fun. Zhang's coming off of that fight with Anthony Smith, and I really hope that Johnny Walker shows up this time. You know, it seems that he always has like not an excuse, but an injury, or he pulls out, whatever. That got announced, so that's fun. But yeah, guys, the Liver King is, you know, he's not just eating liver, he's attacking Joe Rogan on Instagram, and he's, you know, digging himself a hole I'm not so sure he'll be able to crawl out of. The 9 ancestral tenants have led him to whatever this is, but yeah, guys, he doesn't look very good.
Joe.
I posted a little quick video on my channel, but he looks very not well, and if you've seen his Instagram or just anything to do with him, I'm pretty sure you can see that. His videos are pretty crazy, so if you guys want to check that out, I mean, yeah. But yeah, you know, John Jones obviously has relinquished the title. But he's back in the news to his old habits. He was, I think it was back in February or a couple months ago, yeah. But he and this, there was a misdemeanor, him and this woman were drinking at his house. They left. There was a crash because they're messed up. John Jones fled the scene. The woman ended up, you know, calling the cops. The cops came. I think she got John Jones on the phone for a bit, and then that was like a live stream that happened a couple months ago.
You get pissed off, disappointed. And as a dad, you just want to kill.
Which is pretty crazy how it like now comes full circle, because we know what happened. But yeah, so he's going to be dealing with the repercussions of that. So who knows if that's why he maybe it's not the only reason. I think Tom Aspinall was the biggest reason, but John Jones has a habit of self-sabotage, so I think that he you know, he just you know, back to his dark ways. But anyways, guys, we are going to talk about UFC 317 and not about 28 years later, which I saw last night with my friend, which was really shit. And if you guys like it, we can argue in the comments. Anyways, moving on. So Cedricus Dumas versus Jackson McVeigh was canceled because Cedricus Dumas couldn't get his ankle monitor cut off for the fight. This is fucked. I mean, it's pretty funny. I don't know why the UFC really keeps this guy around. I mean, when it pops up on my feed, it's pretty funny. But I was gonna pick against him, to be honest. But Chris Ewart versus Jackson McVeigh. Maybe this will just be a better fight. I don't know who Chris Ewart is, to be fair. He's a El Tanque. Cool. Okay, he fought in Fury FC. Just looking at his record right now. Yeah. Probably go with Jackson McVeigh. It's a 7-0 versus a 6-0 guy, so really anything can happen. But I mean, I'm just gonna go with Jackson McVeigh. He's a little younger. I mean, we don't know much as far as like the height and reach on these guys, so I'm trying to look. But they're both undefeated, and I'm sure they're both hungry. Jackson McVeigh fought in the LFA. Yep, so we have an LFA fighter and a Fury FC fighter. Cool. I'm going to go with the LFA guy, Jackson McVeigh. We move up the card. I'll go with him by, I don't know, I feel like they'll brawl a middleweight. I feel like someone's getting knocked out. We'll go with a Jackson McVeigh knockout. Hopefully I'm right about this for the first fight. But we move up. Deontay Denise goes up against Alvin Hines. Mr. Guzzi himself. He's coming off of a win in LFA. a high kick back in April. So this is his first fight in the UFC. Cool. He goes up against Alvin Hines. They're both similar in age. Jonte Denise. Alvin Hines goes up against Jonte Denise. Okay, so he's beat Austin Lane, Jonte Denise. He's beat Carl Williams. And Marcin Tybura and him fought where he got KO'd. I want to go with Jonte Denise just because of his experience in the UFC. So we'll go with Jonte Denise winning a decision over Alvin Hines. I'm not exactly sure how this is going to go, but yeah, we're going to go with Jonte Denise. Sorry, Goozy. But yeah, guys, we move up the early prelims. Nico Price, I believe he's coming off of getting knocked out by Robbie Lawler in his retirement. No, just kidding. That was just the last thing I remember from him. He fought Themba Gorimbo, which he lost a decision to. Before that, he fought Alex Morono, who sucks. And yeah, now he goes up against Jacoby Smith, who's undefeated. Yeah, I really feel like I don't need to spend too much time on this, but Jacoby came up via the Dana White's Contender Series. His first fight in the UFC was against Preston Parsons, where he knocked him out in the first round. I think he will do something very similar to Nico Price. So we'll go with a Jacoby Smith first round knockout. Sorry, Nico. It's just what's going to happen. All right, and move up the card to the prelims. One of my favorites. T-Rex Terrence McKinney goes up against Vyacheslav Borshev. I remember when Terrence McKinney decently recently got knocked out by Esteban Ribovics, who is the most recent addition to UFC 5. But yeah, since then, Terrence McKinney has beat Damir Hadzovic, and yeah, that's what he's done. Before that, he was on a 2-fight win streak against Mike Breeden and Brendan Marat, which are, wins. Mike Breeden's I like that win. But yeah, he has a habit of, win 1, get knocked out viciously, win 2. But I do think that he will more than likely beat Vyacheslav Borshev. I mean, his last fight was against Tom Nolan, who he lost a unanimous decision to. Yeah. I'm going to go with Terrence McKinney via knockout. Sorry, guys. As I was saying, Terrence McKinney is going to get it done in the first round. Mr. T-Rex himself. He's only 30 years old, so he's still a young guy. He has been through a lot of, let's just say trauma throughout his career, but I think he'll have the tools to beat Mr. Borshev. So we'll go with Terrence McKinney first round knockout for T-Rex. We move up the card to the women's flyweight division. Viviane Araújo goes up against some people's favorite female UFC fighter. Not mine, but Tracy Cortez. I remember when she was hanging out with Neon. Yeah, Tracy Cortez. I believe she was undefeated in the UFC until her fight against Rose. Yeah, she had wins against Jasmine Eusebius, Melissa Cotto, Justine Kish, Stephanie Egger, Vanessa Mello, and then she lost to Rose by unanimous decision. So now she goes up against Viviane Araújo, whose last win comes against Karine Silva, unanimous decision. To be fair, that Karine Silva win was good because she was undefeated up until she fought Viviane, which worries me about Tracy Cortez. I don't think this is going to be an easy fight for Tracy Cortez because Viviane has Hyder Emil versus Jose Delgado. Jose Delgado. Yeah, I picked against Hyder Emil in his last fight against William Gomez. That was a really good fight. Hyder Emil got it done against the taller opponent. I thought it was a really close fight, a close decision that honestly could have gone either way. Maybe being a little bit biased because I bet on William Gomez, but it was a really good fight. Hyder Emil is quite old. A guy who's started a little later into his life, his mixed martial arts career, I guess. But who cares? The Hurricanes really fun to watch. So he goes up against Jose Delgado. Oh my God. Yeah, Jose Delgado has wins against Connor Matthews and Ernie Juarez. Undefeated in the UFC, goes up against Hyder Emil. who's also undefeated. Oh no, I'm kind of worried about this. I kind of want to pick Hyder Emil. They're very close in height, but the reach goes to Jose Delgado. I don't know, because Hyder Emil had the reach disadvantage last fight, and he's such a dog that he kind of just goes in there and swings for a bit. And Jose Delgado, he KO'd Connor Matthews, which I'm not insanely impressed by. Frick. I don't know, guys. I think I might be going with Hyder Emil here. Just because of the experience, I really do worry. And again, if I change anything, I'll let you guys know. But I think Hyder Emil is going to be able to get it done. I want to hear what you guys think about this fight, but I don't know. I know it's a big age difference. I could be wrong, and maybe Jose Delgado just knocks him out because there's a big reach advantage. But the height's not too much of a... They're basically the same height. I don't know, man. I don't know, guys. I think Hyder Emil can get this done via decision. So we'll go with a Hyder Emil decision. Jack Hermansson goes up against Gregory Rodriguez. Robocop's last fight was against Jared Cannonier, where he was winning until he didn't. I bet on Jared Cannonier, so I was quite happy to see that happen. He goes up against Jack Hermansson, who's a little older. He's got the reach advantage. He's a little deficient in the height. But Jack Hermansson's hung around in his division for quite a long time. He's fought some of the best. He's coming off of that win versus Joe Pfeiffer, which was really good. He dropped the first 2 rounds, and then his experience kicked in, and he showed, why he's a UFC vet and beat Joe Pfeiffer in the last 3 rounds, winning a unanimous decision. He lost to Roman Dolidze in a fight, honestly, that he was winning up until. So he's always kind of there, Jack Hermansson, which is split decision with Sean Strickland, that famous fight. He was like, "Come on, Jack, 10 seconds." But he's fought some of the best. It's hard to get him out of there. He has gotten knocked out by Jared Cannonier. Oh my God, yeah. Joe Pfeiffer, the fight was a while ago, basically a year ago. And then Gregory Rodriguez, before the Jared Cannonier loss, he had wins against Christian Leroy Duncan, Brad Tavares, Denise Tululin, and this is 3 rounds. So I think I'm going to go with Gregory Rodriguez to win this one. 3 rounds. Oh my God, guys. Why is it so hard? I feel like 3 rounds favors Gregory Rodriguez, right? But Jack Hermansson is coming off of that fight versus, I don't know. Gregory Rodriguez is young. He pressures. I feel like he's winning a lot of fights until he doesn't. So, he'll be able to, yeah, we're going to go with Gregory Rodriguez winning. I don't know if he can knock him out, so I'm going to go with a decision from Gregory Rodriguez. We move up the card, guys. We move up to the main card. All right, Peyton Talbot versus Felipe Lima. I think they scrapped another fight to make this one, but yeah, Peyton Talbot's last fight was against Rayani Barcelos, who just beat Cody Garbrandt. Peyton Talbot lost that fight by unanimous decision. A big surprise to a lot of people, including myself. I remember walking in at the second round, and I was like, whoa, what's happening? Because I saw it at St. Louis or something. All you can eat wings. So yeah, he goes up against Felipe Lima. Oh, guys, I don't know about this one. Peyton Talbot's good. I like that win that Felipe has against Miles Johns. I find it very hard to go with Peyton Talbot in this fight. But there's the reach and then there's the height advantage from him. But I feel like Felipe Lima's kind of a dog, guys. I'm really worried for Peyton Talbot. I feel like it's a tough opponent to get switched up on. Yeah, guys, I don't know. I'm going to go against Peyton Talbot for this fight. I'm going to go with Felipe Lima. I think he can knock him out, but I think it'll probably be a decision win for Felipe Lima. So we'll go with a decision win for Felipe. I could just get all of these fights wrong, but I don't think that's going to happen, guys. I think we're going to do well this card. Mr. Renato Moicano, Manny Moicano himself, goes up against Beneil Dariush. Beneil Dariush is coming off of 2 losses to Charles Oliveira and Arman Sarukian. 2 pretty bad knockouts. I would say the Arman one was considerably worse. He was supposed to fight Renato Moicano on the Islam versus Arman card, but we obviously know what happened. Arman hurt his back, pulled out. Renato fights Islam. They pay Beneil Dariush because he has no one to fight, and it was a very good fight for him in the rankings. And now they've remade this matchup. I don't know. I feel like at the time, I would have gone with Moicano because of how... Oh my God, what do I think? They're both 36. They're virtually the same height and virtually the same reach. I don't think Moicano has knockout power. I know what he did to Benoit Saint-Denis, which was pretty freaking vicious. But I think that Beneil Dariush is better than Benoit Saint-Denis. I don't know, guys. I think I'm going to go with Beneil Dariush to win this fight. I could see Moicano winning it, but, like, I don't know. I feel like he is a step-up in opponent. Jalen Turner, Drew Dober. Who else was on Renato Moicano's hit list before he lost? Benoit Saint-Denis, like I mentioned. Yeah, so I don't know, guys. I think Beneil Dariush can get this done over Renato Moicano. I think it'll be, I keep going with decisions, but I think it'll be a decision. Beneil Dariush, I think he's very good on the ground. Renato's good on the ground too, but I think Beneil Dariush can get this done. So I'm going to go with him. He's had a lot of time off. Hopefully he's able to prove me right. We move up. Brandon Royval versus late notice Joshua Van, who just fought against, was it Bruno Silva? Yeah, it was against Bruno Silva, where we obviously picked our boy Joshua Van. He goes up against Brandon Royval. Unfortunately, Joshua Van, I think he's super, super game and an awesome dude and a great fighter. And it's awesome that he took this fight, as you should. And I honestly, this is the ones where I hope I'm proven wrong, because I would love to see him earn that #1 contender position. But I think Brandon Royval, like, he's had a lot of time to prepare. He was supposed to fight, like, Manel Cape, I think, until his toe broke. So, like, I don't know. And Brandon Royval has just got that experience. Like, he's coming off of that win against, was it Saito Tsire? Yeah. Yeah, Taitsu Isaira. So, and then Brandon Moreno, like, he's just fought the top of the division. He's fought Pantoja. And I don't know. I don't think Joshua Van's going to be able to get it done against Brandon Royval. I think it's going to be a good fight. I'm sure Joshua Van can have his moments. I think Brandon Royval, I don't think he'll knock out Joshua Van just because of his style. I think that Brandon Royval will win a decision over Joshua Van. Yeah, he's just rangy and more experienced. He's fought tougher dudes. I mean, if Joshua gets it done, I'd be very surprised, but you never know. We're going with Brandon Royval winning a decision over Joshua Van. Yeah. We move up, guys. Alejandro Pantoja goes up against Kai Kara France. They fought, I believe, on season 20-something of the Ultimate Fighter. So yeah, they have a fight against each other. But I really wouldn't read too much into that. I think they both improved a lot as fighters since then. Kai Kara France is coming off of that win against Steve Erceg. You know, that was a good win. Before that, he fought Amir Albazi in a fight where I thought he should have won that decision. I was pretty surprised when they gave that to Amir, but I thought Kai won that very convincingly. But yeah, Mr. Pantoja fought Kaio Isekura from Ryzen coming over in his first fight in the UFC. Yeah, he submitted him in the second round. Kai almost landed a knee in the first, but I believe it hit him on like on the arms. Like, it didn't really hit him at all. Before that, he fought Steve Erceg, and obviously he beat Brandon Royval, and then he beat Brandon Moreno for the title back at UFC 290. So yeah, guys, Kai Kara-France is a very good fighter. He had a very nice knockout against Steve Erceg, but I don't know. I don't see him being able to deal with Pantoja. It's one of those things where, again, I'd be happy if Kai Kara-France wins the fight just for some change in the division. Because I think Pantoja will win this fight against Kai Kara-France, probably move up a division and fight Merab or something. I don't know, after Corey fights Merab. I don't know. It's just a thought. You can let me know what you guys think. But yeah, I think I'm going to have to go with Pantoja over Kai Kara-France. But what if Kai Kara-France just knocked him out? I feel like Pantoja has a chin. He can get hit with shots. He'll use his takedowns, and I can see him just inching out some of the rounds. I don't know. We'll see. Alexandre Pantoja, by his usual way of method, guys, which is decision. I'm sorry I keep saying decisions. I hope it is less boring than that. But maybe they're all just going to be bangers. So, anyways. Ilia Topuria goes up against Charles Oliveira, guys. It's upon us. Yeah. Ilia Topuria, coming off of that win against Max Holloway. And that was back in October of 2024. So it was, not too long ago, I guess. So yeah, Ilia Topuria, El Matador himself, he's keeping the name. He has wins over Alexander Volkanovski, Josh Emmett, Bryce Mitchell, Jai Herbert, who is his only fight at 155 because it was a catchweight, I believe. Jai Herbert hurt Ilia Topuria very bad in that fight in the first round, but he rallied. So yeah, guys, what do I think is going to happen in this fight? Charles Oliveira is coming off of the win against Michael Chandler. The decision with Charles Oliveira and Arman Tsarukyan went to Arman. I think it could have been argued as a draw, but, that's up for debate. Arman Tsarukyan won the fight, and before that, he beat Neil Dariush. So, yeah, and then he obviously lost the title to Islam. Oof. I was hoping that Bilal perhaps would beat JDM so we could see Ilia fight Islam, but that's okay. I'm really happy with JDM as a champion. He's awesome. That'll be a great fight, Islam versus Jack. I think if people are super set on Islam winning that fight, I think you could be maybe wrong about that one. But that's going to be talked about later on. Yeah. It's really hard to pick against Ilia Topuria, isn't it? He fought Max Holloway, who beat Charles Oliveira. Granted, that was eons ago, at the beginning of their careers, at a lower weight, I believe. So, I don't know if that holds too much, but Ilia Topuria has beaten Max Holloway, and Max Holloway has beaten Charles Oliveira. And then Max Holloway, this version of Max Holloway that Ilia Topuria beat, he beat Justin Gaethje, who had a very good fight with Charles Oliveira, where he knocked him down a couple times in that fight. Yeah. Frig, guys. I feel like Ilia Topuria just has the advantage. So I'm probably going to have to go with him. I'm not saying, Charles, we haven't seen much of Ilia Topuria on the ground. So I am interested to see how this goes. Imagine we get to see I don't know. Imagine, I'm just excited to see the scrambles. I'm excited to see what happens if Ilia gets taken down. I'm excited to see if they just walk forward and swing in the first round, because Charles Oliveira has some of the most exciting first rounds in the history of the UFC, I feel like. Michael Chandler, Justin Gaethje. I feel like he's also, even the Dustin Poirier, great fight. Yeah, I don't know. Charles Oliveira is super exciting. He'll stand in there. But I feel like Ilia Topuria will be able to get it done, and I think there will be a finish in this fight. I definitely don't see this going the distance, even if it goes the other way. So I'm going to go with an Ilia Topuria KO. I don't think he thinks it'll come in... You know what? I'm going to go with an Ilia Topuria first round knockout, guys. Because of the style of Oliveira and because of some of the fights that I've seen with him, I can so see this being just a brawl in the first round, and then Ilia Topuria getting the knockout. So yeah, we're going to go with an Ilia Topuria knockout, El Matador beats Charles Oliveira at UFC 317 and he doesn't hold 2 belts at once, but he is, he's been a champion in 2 divisions. I think I'll have to defend it against like Arman Sarukian and stuff before he, talks about fighting the winner of JDM and Islam. But yeah, guys, I think Ilia Topuria will get it done. With that being said, that is our episode. That is our breakdown of UFC 317. I'm super fired up to watch it. I'm very interested to hear what you guys think of the matchups and my predictions. Basement Breakdown out, guys.
О, блядь, идет.
Красиво идет. А теперь надо закусить. Да?
Да. О, блядь, 3 бутылки.
Basement breakdown, let it